Hi, welcome back to another Sister A video. This one we're going to be setting up our newly created child pages. All right, if you remember back when we set our child pages up, all that's on them is this one little paragraph just to show that the page exists. To get back and forth, you have to use the arrow here. So here's what has to be on those two child pages. All of this from the top down to the end of the header must go on there. So I'm going to copy that whole thing. Now, just so I don't accidentally hit something, I'm going to unhighlight before I leave the page. I'm going to go to one of the two child pages, and I'm going to replace that paragraph that I put with that content. And then I'm going to go back to my index page and get the rest of the stuff that needs to be there. And that is the footer, at the beginning of the footer, down to the end. I'm going to copy that, unhighlight before I leave the page, because I would be very grumpy if I lost all that. And I'm going to give a couple of lines here, and I'm going to put in that I just, now notice we had an error there until we closed these things here. That's all the arrow was telling us. So now if I go back and I look at my About Us page, this is all you see. The header, and right underneath it is the footer. Now remember, I put some lines. Why don't those extra blank lines show? Because there's nothing in them yet. Don't worry, it looks short like that until you put your content in the middle. All right, so let's go back and do the same thing for the other page. Actually, there's an easier way to do all this. So let me show you that. I'm going to go back to the About Us page. I'm going to be removing all of this. And I'm going to show you this is so much easier. Watch. I'm going to select the top part. Instead of going back and forth and back and forth. You have to do it a couple of times. I'm going to copy that, unselect, go to the About Us, and paste. Go to the Rivers, and paste that same content. Then I'm going to go back to the index page, and I'm going to grab the bottom part, the footer and below, unselect, and I'm going to go back to my other two pages and paste that. Only reason for leaving those blanks, even though they don't show, is it gives you space to add to it. And then go to the Rivers page, same thing. And that's it, believe it or not, folks. Now, the cool thing about doing it this way is, watch this, by making sure that you took care of your links, watch what I now can do, that those buttons are on all the pages. I can go to the Rivers page. I can go back to the home page. I can go to the About Us page. Now you can't tell that it's About Us, and I can go in between my two pages. And you can tell it's switching. The one thing that, up here at the top, remember in our title we said put home in there? Well, you've got to do that one thing so that, and this way you can tell that the pages are working too, is up in the title of this page, which is, the About Us page, up here where it says home, you're going to replace that with About Us. And then in the rivers page, I'm going to replace home with rivers. Now, if I go back and I scroll through my pages, you'll see the difference right up here. Now it says rivers. Now it says about us. Now it's home. You have now created all 3 pages. They have the basic content that they all need to have. And you're ready to start putting the center part, the content, into your page. Now here's the thing I like to do on mine, and you don't have to do that, is you can make this banner image different on all 3 pages. Kind of fun to do that so you don't see the same thing pulled up, but I'm leaving my colors the same so that people know it's the same website. So the way you do that is you leave the ID banner the same, and then you take, and instead of that banner that's in there, you replace that much of it with a different banner on the other pages. I don't think I have extra banners in here, but all you'd have to do is upload a banner. Remember to click on it, get the URL, and put that back over in the banner href. All right, I have helped you build your pages. I have helped you put the basic content that must be on all 3 pages onto your 2 child pages. We made sure that our links work, and you're ready to create your content and make your 2 child pages what you want them to be. And keep in mind, you don't have to code them exactly the same, although the code for, if I wanted to reuse the code, I could just copy the whole page and then take out what I don't want. But if I choose that I want to use this same part, I could just copy it and put it over there, and I would have a back and forth. Let's go to the home page. I could have a back and forth, the information about a river, then a picture of a river, information about another river over here, or I could have the rivers all on one side and their information on the other. But this format works really well for that. That's why I wanted you, when you created the sections, to just call it section 1 and section 2. And if I wanted to have 3 rivers, I would just put sec 1, sec 2, sec 1 again. And that made the way that my sections are formatted would be the way that I want them. Make sense? Alrighty, so you don't have to name it section 4, 5, and 6. You can reuse sec 1, sec 2, sec 3, and you can reuse image 1, image 2, and then add an image 1 again. Or if you want image 3 to be a different size, you could add a different size. So, good luck on your child page building. I think I'm going to make a video showing me building one of my pages. Bye for now.